Hey guys, welcome to Eat, Sleep, Dream English. My name is Tom. Now, I've got a test for you guys. My flatmate and I bought the same shoes. I want you to tell me which shoe is mine. Is it the left one or the right one? Alright, did you guess? Yes, it was the right shoe. But how did you know that? I'm sure you knew that because of the apostrophe that I added to the shoe. Now, apostrophes are really important. Maybe you're a student and you need to write in English for your exams, for essays. Maybe at work you need to do presentations or you need to write emails in English. Either way, they're super important for you to understand and to know how to use. So today we're going to look at the how, the when, and the why of apostrophes. Okay, our first use of apostrophes is in contractions. These are shortened forms of words. Now the apostrophe replaces the missing letters. So for example, instead of saying I have, I would say I've. And the apostrophe there would replace the H and the A. Instead of she will, I'll say she'll, and the apostrophe will replace W and I. We would becomes we'd, weed. So the apostrophe there replaces a lot of letters, doesn't it? It replaces W-O-U-L and then you get the D. So we have lots of contractions that use the apostrophe. You'll see the apostrophe a lot in the negative contractions. So is not becomes isn't, are not becomes aren't, was not becomes wasn't, have not becomes haven't, etc. You get the idea. And the apostrophe there plays an important role in replacing the O in each example. A common one that people forget, let's. So instead of let us, we would say let's. You put the apostrophe between the T and the S. Let's go to the cinema. Let's go to the cinema. You need the apostrophe there. It's important to be aware of when you should use these contractions in your written English. Now, generally contractions are seen as informal language, and so therefore you need to think about the context in which you're writing. Are you writing an informal email? In which case, perfectly fine. If you're writing a formal business proposal, you might not want to use contractions. So think about the context in which you are using your English. Two more examples of contractions that you would always use. Of the clock becomes o'clock. So what time is it? It's 7 o'clock. You always use that contraction. It's very, very rare that you would not see that contraction. Also in a lot of old English. For example, it was becomes twas. For example, 'twas the night before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas. The apostrophe goes before the T. This is old-fashioned English. You wouldn't use this in your modern written English now, but it's just an example of the wide variety of contractions that we might use in English. Now be careful guys, because sometimes the apostrophe can change the meaning of a word. So for example, take this sentence. The dog wagged its tail. The dog wagged its tail. Now, should we use an apostrophe or not? Well, you have to think about the context here. The dog wagged its tail. Whose tail? The dog's tail. So this is an example of a possessive pronoun. We don't use an apostrophe because it is a possessive pronoun. We don't need it. We don't use it. And a possessive pronoun modifies the noun and it shows possession. It shows ownership over the thing. So as I say, whose tail is it? The dog's tail, right? So the dog wagged its tail. It can also be used as a contraction of it is or it has. For example, it's been 3 weeks since I saw my girlfriend. It's been 3 weeks since I saw my girlfriend. It's been, so do we use the apostrophe? Yes, we do, because it has been. So it's the present perfect there. It has been 3 weeks. So it is a contraction of it has. So when you're writing ITS, you need to think, is this a contraction of it is or it has? Or is it a possessive pronoun? And that will help you to decide if you use the apostrophe or not. Wait till the end, guys. I've got a couple of practice sentences for you to check your understanding, all right? So don't go anywhere, hang around for that. Other examples of contractions I've seen a lot are when we're trying to represent spoken English in the written form. So take the Michael Jackson song, Wanna Be Starting Something. Wanna be starting something. It should be, I want to be starting something, right? That's how it would be written grammatically correctly. When it's said, wanna be starting something. Wanna be starting something. Now he's using wanna, that's the written form of what would be said. But then we've got the starting, he's taken away the G and put an apostrophe. And then something, again, he's taken away the G and put another apostrophe. And that's another form of contraction, is replacing the G on one of those words with an apostrophe. So something, starting, going, etc. You get the idea. Okay, and the second major use of apostrophes is when we talk about possession, owning things. So in a singular noun, we would put the apostrophe and then the S. For example, these are Tom's shoes. They're my shoes, Tom's shoes. So I put the apostrophe S. This is Shakespeare's pen. Shakespeare's pen. True story. So again, so to show possession, it's apostrophe S. Shakespeare, one person, singular noun, so it's apostrophe S. Now when it's a plural noun, we just put an apostrophe at the end. So where are the students' books? Where are the students' books? Students, there are many of them. Could be 2 or more, could be 30, whatever. Because that's plural, I'm putting just an apostrophe at the end there. If you contrast that with where are the students' books, with the apostrophe S, that's one singular student. One student and their books. Put the apostrophe at the end, so students, that's many students. So you can see there the importance of the apostrophe there because it changes the meaning of the sentence. But wait, what if a plural noun doesn't end in S? For example, people or children. Well, in that case, we put apostrophe S. So where are the children's iPads? Where are the children's iPads? Apostrophe S for the plural. Now, as important as it is to know when to use the apostrophe, it's also important to know when not to use the apostrophe. So, for example, in possessive pronouns, don't use an apostrophe, all right? I mean mine, okay, you're probably not going to use an apostrophe there, but his, hers, yours, theirs, ours, or ours, depending on your pronunciation, don't use an apostrophe for any of those words. We don't use them. We don't need them. Okay? Is that dog hers? Is that dog hers? As you can see, no apostrophe. Another super common mistake is to use them for plural. So, I want 3 bananas. We don't use an apostrophe there. We don't need, it's not, bananas isn't possessive. Why are we using an apostrophe there? We don't need one. If you put an apostrophe with bananas, it almost makes it like the bananas own something, like they possess something. But they don't. It's just 3 of them. They're 3 bananas. Very simple. So with plurals, generally, don't use apostrophes. All right, here we go. We're going to do a little quiz. So I'm going to throw up some sentences onto the screen and I want you to decide which sentence is correct. So look at the word that has the apostrophe or doesn't have the apostrophe and decide if it should be there or not. I've got my fingers crossed for you guys. Come on, you can do it. I want full marks from everyone, okay? How was that? Did that work? Was that okay? Did you get full marks? I hope so. If you didn't, rewind this video. Start at the point where you weren't quite sure. Try and look at that again, learn it, and then come back and do the test again if you can, okay? If you enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with anyone that you think would find this useful. Maybe you are a native English speaker, but you sometimes make these mistakes. And friends of yours make these mistakes, so please share it with them as well. I'd love that. Or if you know anyone that needs to write in English, maybe students or colleagues, share this with them so that they also can avoid making these mistakes. I've got new videos every Tuesday and every Friday helping you take your English to the next level. Check me out on Instagram stories where I put daily English content, and of course Facebook as well. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. Until next time, guys, this is Tom, the Chief Dreamer, saying goodbye.